Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga by Bani. Today's practice is about building strength in those muscles to help us be more stable. And each of the exercises that we're going to do today are going to start out simple and both feet on the floor and have a progression up to where we lift our foot off the floor. So you may be at the first level, and everybody should start there with me today. But as we progress forward to lifting the foot off the floor, you may decide to stay with the first activity. Also, remember our trusted chair is nearby so that we can hold on to the chair if we feel that we need to. But I encourage you in today's practice to try not to hold on to the chair, but only use it if necessary. All right, so let's begin with our rocking it into stability today. So we're going to just step the feet apart a little bit wider than your hips and just rock side to side and feel your weight shift from one foot to the other. And after you feel that you've got that down, you can start to bend the knee a little bit and lean a little different over from one side to the other. And let's do that a few more times here. You can have your hands down or you can have them on your hips, just nice and natural. Or again, you can have a hand hovering over the chair. And then come to pause for a moment. Now to take that to the next level, we're going to rock to one side, tap the toe. So both feet are still planted, but the heel is lifted on the foot that you're moving away from. Let's give that a try. And again, you can start to deepen it, bending the knees as you go, as you gain that stability. Now check in with your abs. Make sure that they're engaged and you feel strong in the core. Shoulder over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. Now we're going to lift the foot just right off the floor. Just again, taking it up a level and seeing how we do. Still rocking it side to side, rocking it into stability. Notice if you had to pull the belly muscles in a little bit more. A couple more here, and then pause. And check in with your breath for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. And we'll go to the next exercise. This one starts out with just a hip shift. So soften your knees. I'll turn a little sideways. You can see my knees are bent just a little bit, rocking the hips side to side. Again, hands can be on your hip, or one hand can hover over the chair. And then we add that heel lift side to side here. Toes are still down. Both feet still have a contact with the floor. And now let's step it in as we rock to one side, step it apart, rock. Now the other foot's going to step in and pause, step out and rock. We're going to step in the right foot out and step in the left foot and out. So let's see if we can't do that. Each time we rock the hips, we step it in, step it out, step it in, step it out, and we start bringing both feet in each time we move, the whole body now moving into this weight shift from foot to foot. To add on here, a little challenge, if you're ready for it, is to lift the knee. Lift the knee. How does that feel? Pulling the abs in. And another thing you could think about is where are your ribs and the lower ribs? See if you can pull them in towards the belly button. Couple more. And then we pause and we turn to the front again. And now I'm going to take my left foot forward, my right foot back. And I'm just going to shift. So just shift the feet, stay on the floor. Knees can be soft here, also bending a little bit. Hands on your hips. And then let's switch. Feet together, step the other foot out, and bend the knees as you move your weight forward and back. Upper body staying over the hips so the body goes forward a little as the hips come forward. And the whole upper body draws the hip back. And pause. Let's step that left foot out again. And let's just lift the back heel now. So we keep that front foot planted, keep the knees soft, and just lift that back heel. How about lifting the front toes here? Lift, heel stays on the floor, so it's front toes, back heel. A few more times here. Finding your rhythm. And then pause. And now, staying here in this configuration, we're going to lift the front foot, back heel. Lift. See if you still find the balance, and if not, go back to heel and toe lift and stay with that for a little while, and you'll start to build those muscles up. And then one day you're right here with me in this progression. I'm going to take it to the next progression. You guessed it. Take that back heel up towards your glutes. A few more. Good work here. One more. And pause and step the feet together. Just take a little break here. Get some water if you need it. And breathe. Check in with your breath. Because even though we're taking this nice and easy today, you still might need a drink of water, right? Okay, now the right foot is forward, and we're just going to shift back and forth. I'm going to turn more towards you so you can see. Back and forth. Don't worry about whether the toes in the back foot turn out or straight forward. Either one. Find your balance. And it can be a very small move, and you can start to build. Right? Now let's lift that back heel and down. Back heel lifts and down. And then the front toes lift. Back heel. Front toes. Back heel. Good. Keep going. A few more times here. And then we'll lift that front knee right here if you're ready. Place it down. Lift and down. So it can be a small lift off the floor or that big pulling of the knee up off the floor. You choose. Where do you want to go today? And you can always revisit this video and come back and follow the progression to the next level wherever you left off. Back heel is going to come up to the glutes right here. Up. Good. So feel your weight, but your weight is your whole upper body. Not just part of it, but the whole upper body so that you can engage the core and keep your balance here. Slowing it down. And come to pause. Feet together, come to mountain, and just take a breath or two here. And then hands on hips, we're going to take that left foot, we're going to tap the foot forward, out to the side and behind us. I got to come forward a little bit. I got a wall behind me. You be mindful of what's behind you also. And here we're standing in that right leg as we move the left leg. And that's challenging our core also. And it's also challenging the inner thigh on the right and the outer thigh on that left leg. And those muscles too have a role to play in our stability. Let's go to the other side. Tap it, back, forward, side, and back. A couple more times here. Find that strength in the standing leg and the thighs, the inner thigh on the right leg now. One more. And pause. Nice. Take another breath or two here. Grab a sip of water if you need it. And now we're going to take those feet out and turn the toes out a little bit. So we're going to come into a squat, and I want you to think about your squat as being hitting the hips back and keeping the knees right over your ankles. Now they might float forward tiny little bit, but they never go past your toes. Also, you want to make sure that if your knees are going straight forward, your toes are straight forward. And if your knees are turned out, your knees turn out a little bit. All right? So we'll start out with our toes forward and just a gentle push back. Consider it thinking about pushing a cupboard or a drawer closed with your glutes. One more, just like that. And when you come up, pull up with all of your core muscles and squeeze your glutes. Now turn the toes out. Again, you can stay with the first position, or you can try this with me. And the knees go out towards the toes. Squeeze the glutes. Come up and squeeze, release and down. Up and squeeze, release and down. And then hold here. Now, if you're holding and your feet are forward, that's okay too. If you're here and your toes are turned out, maybe you can sink a little bit more. You can place your hands on your thighs or our trusted chair. Hands are here and we're just holding, and then we're going to rise up, pulling up through the core. So right from the bottom of your pelvic, up through your belly, up into the shoulders drop down the back. And then we release down again and pull up. Nice, strong core muscles working to bring you back up to straight legs. Bend down and pull those muscles in and up, squeezing the glutes. And down. One more like that. And then we hold here. And holding here, you want to find a comfortable position for you to hold. So you might take just a small squat. You might have the feet forward. I think for this one, I will have the feet forward just a little bit, pushing my glutes back, pulling my abs in to hold me here. And then push up. Good. Now come down and take your right hand forward, and you're going to take it out to the side and bring it back to center. And then as it comes into your waist, you straighten the legs. Squat, push the arm out, sweep it to the right, sweep it back, and then come up. Let's try a couple more like that. Moving the upper body now challenges your stability. Believe it or not, it actually makes different muscles start to kick in. Maybe side ribs, maybe the lower back muscles. Now on this next one, if you're ready for the progression, take the hand forward and let the eyes follow it to the side and follow it back, and then push up and release the knees. Again, squat, hands out to the side, eyes follow, and back in, and come up. Now notice my body does come forward just a little bit, but I'm resisting by pulling the abs in, and that makes you stable. Again. One more. And come all the way up. Shake that out a little bit. We'll go to the other side now. So we'll start with our squats. Again, the feet can be out or forward. And we're just going to push the hips back and pull, really pull up at the bottom of your pelvic area into your lower abs, into your upper abs, and into your ribs, making the whole body kind of work together here. Let's stay down and hold. Take a couple breaths, lifting the chest up, keeping the eyes forward, and then rise up. And then again, squat down. This time bring the left arm forward and take it out to the side. Keep your eyes in front of you for this first few, and then come up. Squat, arm comes out. We just move the arm and find that those muscles now on the left side, kicking in, side ribs, lower back to hold you steady. Stay with this progression or come to the next level, which is let the eyes move, following the hand and back in and up. Out, follow the hand, back in and up. Out, out, in. Couple more right here. How far you squat doesn't matter just yet because you're finding your stability. And then pause and just shake out the hands, move the legs a little bit. And then take the feet nice and wide and let's shift side to side here. Side to side. And then come to standing. So now we're going to step the foot out and step the foot back in. Just as if we were walking to the side and turning a little. Notice my right heel comes up and then I step it back in. A couple more, just like that. Let it be as natural as you can make it. And again, the trusted chair is there if we need it. And now let's try that on the other side. So we step it out and we turn in that direction as if we're going to walk in that direction and step it back in. Keep the knees nice and soft, bending into the knees because they help with the stability also. And if you have arthritis or some issues with your knees, maybe your step's a little shallower, and that's okay too. You're still getting that weight shift from foot to foot. Step it back in, pause. Take a nice deep breath here, arms come up, exhale, and bring them down. Now we're going to do that same movement, except we're going to keep the body forward. We're going to step out with that left foot and bend into the knee. Now when you do this, notice that I'm pushing my hips back, not forward. Chest stays lifted. And then I step it back in. Step it out and push the hip back. This is a side lunge. It is a strong position, and it does get into the knees a little bit here. So if your knees are giving you a little trouble today, maybe you skip this particular exercise. That's okay. There's plenty of others on the video for you to practice. Let's do 3 more. Good. And then back up. Now we can add a little arm movement here. Now watch this because it's going to get tricky. We step out with the left and the arms go to the right. Keep your eyes forward and then back in. Arms to the right, knee to the left. Letting the body find its balance. Both arms over to the right, knee out on the left. 2 more. And just as we did before, we can follow the hand now. Look in the direction of the right hand and step it back in, trusting that your left leg is landing where it should. And then come back to center and pause. Take a couple breaths here. So we're going to go over to the other side. So we step it out, bend that knee, and then step it back in. Notice the upper body stays pretty tall. We still look forward here. How deep you get into that knee depends on how your knee feels today. And one side, of course, will feel different. Just expect that. And now we're going to add the hands here. So hands go left as we step out to the right and then come back to center. Hands to the left, knee to the right. Right foot steps out, hands to the left. Good. One more like that. Now, if you're ready for the progression, look at your hands. Hands going in one direction, foot trusting it to go in the other direction, and using your mind's eye to make sure it lands correctly, and you push the hips back. One more, and pause. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale all the way down. Take a couple more breaths. Find your balance on both feet. And there we have it. Some exercises to help build the muscles that'll help us be stable by rocking into it. Hope you enjoyed this workout today. Join me anytime on YouTube, Yoga by Bonnie. Chair yoga. Have a great day.